Rohit, they say that there's not a single dull day in Pakistan politics.
Yes, indeed. Pakistan has been in political turmoil for a year since Imran Khan was ousted as Prime Minister last April through a no-confidence vote. Now, Khan's government was replaced by a coalition steered by Shehbaz Sharif.
Absolutely. The former Prime Minister claims that the government is working to ban his party, the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. The country's defence minister has hit back at Imran Khan and denied any plans to ban the party led by the one-time cricket star.
Khan's party is determined to press for polls in the provincial legislatures. However, the government maintains that its stance on simultaneous elections across the country. As per Imran Khan, thousands of PTI workers have been arrested as a part of the government's plans to ban the party. That's his allegation. But Pakistan's defense minister has said that there are no such plans, and he has slammed the former prime minister for not condemning the incidents of the 9th of May. Remember, Khan was arrested on the 9th of May when surrounded by dozens of paramilitary troops. He was taken into custody on corruption charges. The arrest triggered deadly clashes across the country. He later secured a breather from the High Court and was freed. Political infighting is common in the country where no prime minister has yet completed a full term.
The former Prime Minister has fired unprecedented criticism at Pakistan's leaders and the powerful military elite, repeatedly accusing them of plotting his assassination in November last year. The military has hit back. Just yesterday, in a crucial meeting of the corps commanders, the Pakistani army vowed action against perpetrators who attacked the military installations in the past few days.
Pakistani politicians have frequently been arrested and jailed since the country's founding in 1947. But few have so directly challenged the military that holds significant influence over domestic politics and foreign policy. Pakistan's military has ensured dominance over the political elite during periods of martial law or as guardians of centrally controlled civilian regimes. Over the years, the military has repressed political parties and cobbled together regime-friendly alliances. The Pakistani military has staged at least 3 coups and ruled for more than 3 decades. And for more on this, we are now being joined by Michael Kugelman from Washington, D.C. Michael is South Asia Institute Director at the Wilson Center. Thanks, Michael, for speaking to WION.
Thank you.
I want to begin by asking you, the government and the pro-government parties are now in collision course with the Chief Justice of the Pakistan Supreme Court. What does this mean for democracy in Pakistan? How do you see this panning out over the next few days?
Well, I think that at this point in time, there's really not much left of democracy in Pakistan. And we've seen over the last decade some indications of democratization, particularly through some constitutional amendments that decentralize power and so on and so forth. But what we're seeing now is, among other things, the army is trying to assert its power at a moment when it is facing really significant threats to its credibility and its popularity. And its decision on Monday, or its statement on Monday announcing that it's actually going to use military law to prosecute civilians that had been protesting, some of them violently, against the army, that I think in of itself is really dangerous for democracy. But indeed, we're seeing several confrontations play out at the same time, right? One is between the army, and particularly the army leadership, I should say, against Imran Khan. The other one is indeed the judiciary, the Supreme Court, confrontation that it's facing right now vis-a-vis the army. And I think that at the end of the day, none of this is good for democracy.
Right, Michael. Also, talk to us about how allegations are being thrown left, right and centre in Pakistan. In the latest, Imran Khan has alleged of a London plan. Talk to us more about that.
Well, I mean, not for the first time. Khan is essentially accusing the state and essentially the senior civilian and military leadership of a plan to totally eliminate PTI, his party. And he's also said that he's going to be arrested again He said that his wife is going to be arrested. He suggested that the entire party will be dismantled. And, I should say this, that given how things have been playing out over the last few days, it certainly looks like the army is trying to put an end to PTI. The fact that every day, really for the last 5, 6 days, you've had a number of arrests of senior PTI leaders. And also so many PTI supporters who have been protesting after Khan's arrest have been arrested. Khan, of course, is not behind bars now, but I would not be surprised if he's arrested again. That said, Khan does have the capacity. Pardon me. He does have the tendency to exaggerate, resort to hyperbole, and so ultimately he doesn't know exactly what's going to happen to him. But given what's happened to him over the last year, including the assassination attempt on him, it's unclear who was behind that. He certainly thinks that it was senior officials from military and intelligence. That suggests that someone has it out for him. And indeed, it's quite clear to me that the senior army leadership and certainly the current army chief really have no interest in seeing him have an opportunity to return to power through an election. So I do think that more efforts are going to be made to sideline him, whether that's through arresting him again or trying to build a case to get him disqualified from public office or whatever the case may be. The gloves are off. That's very clear. The gloves are off on the army and certainly Khan too. He's been talking tough since he was arrested. He hasn't gone away quietly. He's continuing to fight, and that's very dangerous. The fact that you have the army chief and this very popular opposition leader pitted in this collision course against each other.
Right, absolutely, Michael. Thank you so much for joining us on WION. We'll of course have to wait and watch how things pan out in Pakistan the few days. But thanks very much for joining us on WION and sharing your insights with us.
Thanks for having me.